In the modern era of karting in the UK, the Super 1 British Karting Championships, won by the likes of David Coulthard, Jenson and Lewis Hamilton in their day, has been the elite level of the sport. And in that time, no girl has ever won a junior Super 1 British Championship title. In 2016, Abbi Pulling led the championship in the junior TKM class, the class won by Jenson in 1992, by just 3 points going into the last lap of the last race.
She's got to hope that Bradley White doesn't overtake 2 or 3 more karts, and Bradley is getting on with it. I just saw him in the background making a move, so I think he has moved up 1 more place, but it's Whittingham versus Pulling to the line. From Pulling's point of view, it really doesn't matter what happens here, so she just needs to keep it going. Let's look back. Oh, it's getting a little bit of a squabble further in front. Now they can't afford to come together. Bradley White's got past 2 more, so Bradley White is just 1 point off Abbi Pulling. Here they come. Final corner. Whittingham's going to get the flag. Pulling is going to get second.
Collision.
Oh, there's a big contact. Then he's Sisson, and he's come together with Briley. 2 more points made up. That is going to be Bradley White winning it by 1 point.
It was absolute heartbreak for Abbi Pulling, who led the championship when she crossed the finish line, but that incident on the last lap ended up costing her the championship in 2016. We couldn't have more of the same drama in 2017, could we? Well, if you sent this script to Hollywood, they would throw it back at you and say nobody would believe it. Here are the last 2 races of the 2017 season in Junior TKM. The pre-final is up first, followed by the grand final. Could it go to the last lap of the grand final again? Surely not.
Abbi Pulling, James Pashley and Ross Steele. This is pre-final. Final 1. Here we go. Let's have a look and see how the race is going to kick off as we go through to the first corner for the first time.
Rob Wellham leads it. Danny Butterworth there in second. There's Pashley in third on the 9 car. Kurt Roberts is on the E plate. Then Abbi Pulling, and you're looking, he's on the O plate, British Open champion after winning that title at the TKM Festival. You're looking for Ross Steele on the 10 kart as well. That's Ross, I think, perhaps 5th place. So that's James Pashley picked out. I think that's Ross just in behind him, and then Abbi behind them. So those are the 3 main protagonists. That is James Pashley on the 9 kart now. He's had good heats today. He can put himself right back in contention if he wins this pre-final. You just see Abbi Pulling going up the inside there for a spot. That's Abbi in, looks like 5th place.
Yep, she's moved up to 5th, but we've got 2 drivers at the front of the field who could well spell a bit of trouble in terms of the championship ramifications. Rob Wellham and Dan Butterworth leading the way, 1st and 2nd. They could actually cause a little bit of an upset here in terms of the drivers fighting for the championship. By winning and coming 2nd, they could actually make an impact in terms of the championship. The other man who could do is Zach Taylor, the 99, who's in there in 6th position. You can just see him as he makes his way around the back of Abbi Pulling. Pulling's going up the inside of the E-plate, over the bridge, on the inside of Kurt Roberts. Has she made that move stick?
No, she's still there in 5th place, and that was a bit of a risk for her. She got taken off in one of the heats last year, I think by Ross Steele, funnily enough, as she tries to look up the inside of Kurt Roberts again, but can't get it done. That cost her the championship. Basically, last year she ended up losing the championship on the last lap.
She's down to 6th now. She's down to 6th position, so she's lost another place. This is a difficult moment for Abbi Pulling, who is bidding, of course, to become the first ever Super 1 Series British Junior Champion of the female persuasion. No girl has ever won a junior title in the Super 1 Series paddock, and this is what she's fighting for. She's down to 6th position. There's 1 race after this, don't forget, so it's not done and dusted yet, but this is how close the battle is.
10 kart there, Ross Steele, he's in 5th. He's got Abbi right behind him. That's where she'll be happy with that, because Pashley really needs to win this race as he goes to 2nd to put himself right back in contention. If he does win this, he will put himself right back into contention as they come off the bridge one more time. Rob Wellham leads it, and Rob Wellham at the end of the season this year,
here he goes.
Pashley goes up the inside for the lead and gets it. Can the man in 2nd place go with him? I think is that Taylor. But Wellham there in 2nd place. That's the 93. Dan Butterworth comes through for 3rd. It was actually Kurt Roberts, I think, who was 3rd temporarily. He's back to 5th. Here comes Pulling for 6th. So Pulling up the inside, I think that is for 6th place. And it's all kicking off here early on. But Pashley leads it, and that's exactly what he needs. He needs to stay out front now. From now until the end of the race, he's got to take the checkered flag in 1st place, and that puts him right back into contention for the championship. Steele is still in front of Pulling.
Now this is very big stuff for James Pashley. He is not too far away now from clinching this championship that he's been fighting for all season long. Wellham's going to dive back up the inside though. This is what we were talking about. Wellham and Butterworth could be a thorn in the side. Butterworth's up the inside as well in a second position. Dan Butterworth is going to change things for Pashley here in the championship fight. Ross Steele 4th, Roberts 5th. Pulling is down to 8th position because she's lost 2 places there. 1 to Theo Hesketh in the 60 and 1 to Zach Taylor. So Pulling, there she is on the O-plate, down to 8th position in front of the 63 of Archie Strong, who's 9th. This is incredibly tough stuff. Roberts makes the move on the inside of Ross Deal, gets the position up to P4.
All of these drivers, of course, know that Pashley, Deal and Pulling are battling for the championship. They know, for example, the likes of Rob Wellham can throw one up the inside of them and they have to give them the corner. Wellham and Butterworth, that's Zach Taylor on the 99. He's currently the leading rookie in the championship, so he's fighting for his own championship, and looks like he may well take that this weekend. But Rob Wellham out front here, Jake, is on fire at the end of the season, and I think has been installed as second favourite for next season's championship.
Pashley up the inside of Butterworth, and that's going to drift him out wide. Roberts is going to try and get on the inside as well. He can't get through, but you're absolutely right. Rob Wellham definitely a shoe-in for a championship protagonist for 2018 as he gets one there on the inside of James Pashley. Pashley down to second. Butterworth trying to come through, but he's going to lose the place. So Butterworth drops back. Abbi Pulling again gets closer to the mix. Very exciting stuff again as they come through. So it's Wellham in front of Pashley. In 3rd position, that is Roberts. Butterworth, Hesketh up to 5th position in front of Zach Taylor. Deal, Pulling is down to 9th position now behind Archie Strong.
And I tell you what, she can't finish in 9th. If Pashley were to win this race, that really does put Pashley right
there
back
goes
in it.
Roberts.
But Roberts up the inside and Pashley down to 3rd. That will do Abbi Pulling, but frankly, she's there in 9th place. She's got to make up places from there.
Yeah, she's really got to work hard here. If she's going to be the first British woman to win a junior series title at British Super 1 series, then she's got to move forward. This is the points as they stand at the moment, and yes, she's leading, but there's another race to come after this one. She's got to give herself the best possible chance when drop scores are taken into account. So this is not going to be where she wants to finish. They come off the bridge, down the drop. The kart accelerates so fast as they come towards the hairpin. Up on the inside, Wellham's going to lose the lead to Roberts, and it looks like Pashley's going to skip through into 2nd position as well. So Roberts leads, Pashley, Wellham, and in there in 4th is still Dan Butterworth with Theo Hesketh and Archie Strong, as well as Zach Taylor, Abbi Pulling and Ross Deal, all in there scrapping away for positions. Looks to me as though Abbi Pulling got a little bit of a mistake there off the hairpin, and she's dropped back off the leading 7. She's up to 8th, but she's compromised her position on the road as a result of that. She's now a little way behind the battle, but as they tighten up through the S's, she's able to close up once again. A little further into the race. Roberts is your leader now on the E-plate. They come down the main straight once again. Rob Wellham down to 3rd position behind Pashley. Pashley's not going to zip up. Hesketh is now in P4. This is as the championship currently stands. 4 points between Pulling and Deal. 2 more to Pashley as Wellham goes through past Pashley up into 2nd position in this race. Amazing stuff, and it literally is, Alan, going to come right the way down to the wire.
It is going to come down to the wire. We've got final 2 coming up, and Abbi Pulling there on the O-plate. Look, she's defending down the inside.
Wellham gets the lead.
Goes back for the lead.
Wellham gets the lead there on Roberts. Pashley through into 2nd position if he gets himself up the inside line. Beautifully done there from James Pashley. It looks as though Theo Hesketh's going to try and get through for 3rd position at the next left-hander. Pashley gesticulates to Roberts. Come on, we need to get after Wellham. I want to win this race. Come and help me. I don't think that Roberts is going to be too happy to help him win a race. He wants to take a victory off him, but that's why Pashley's trying to signal to Roberts, come on, we can catch him, because he knows he has to win this race for the best chance of the championship.
Yeah, Pashley's playing mind games with Kurt Roberts. Kurt Roberts couldn't care less that James Pashley is battling for the championship. He's going to take advantage of that fact. We've got a quick look at the live scoreboard here at PF International. Through the loop one more time, Wellham, Pashley.
Oh, that's Strong. Strong makes the move there on the 99 of Zach Taylor. He gets through, and Dan Butterworth has been shunted down to the back of that queue the last time we saw it. Good battles a little bit further outside the top 10. It's so close here at the front. It's really hard to keep up. As here comes Pashley on the inside of Wellham. Roberts is going to sweep through as well. And, oh, Wellham very nearly got lung out to dry there. This is going to give Hesketh a chance to go for third position. Hesketh then slots back into position. He's not going to make any foolish risks. And in fact, he's lost the place to Archie Strong, who's come up to P4. So brilliant stuff as Pashley now leads it exactly where he needs to be.
I'm expecting Kurt Roberts to throw one down the inside of Pashley though, Jake. He's not going to just let him take the win. He knows he's battling for the championship, Kurt Roberts. And that dynamic will come into play as it gets down to the final few laps. Pashley would rather take second than beat off on the side of the road.
Yeah, this is British karting. Those two karts may look alike and they may both be in the same team, but you don't have teammates in karting in quite the same way you do in international motorsport like Formula One or World Touring cars. Your closest rival is actually your teammate because you're always sharing information with each other, but that's the one you want to beat the most here in British karting. Pashley, Roberts, Wellham, looking back to Archie Strong in fourth. That looks like Ross Deal making the move on the inside of Zach Taylor. He's going to get that move beautifully done. Butterworth's made up a few places, and the next one to have a go at Zach Taylor is Abbi Pulling, the O-plate, and she'll be wanting to make that move pretty quickly indeed because she's got pressure of her own there from the 89 and the 54. So Archie Albone and Theo Edgerton are starting to gain ground on this battle now as well. Pashley still in the lead.
Albone and Edgerton could play a big part in the championship this season. If they can get in front of Abbi Pulling here, it's going to make the final even more interesting, arguably. She will not want that. She wants it to be a very boring final. We want an exciting one, but we do like to see history.
Here we go.
And here comes Roberts down the inside. Here's that move I spoke about earlier.
Well, that's nothing doing, is it, from Roberts? He just manages to sweep by, and this is going to be the chance for Wellham to get through. He can't quite make it stick, and as a result, Strong is going to try and come up the inside for third position. There's not a lot of room. Butterworth's making a similar move behind them, up in a fifth position, past Theo Hesketh. Good move from Butterworth. Roberts now defending from Pashley. Don't even think about it. Pashley sells him, the PK Mansell dummy.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant move by James Pashley. Has he held on to it? He has.
Oh, Wellham's gone! Wellham's been squeezed into the side of Roberts. Oh, that was a very, very skillful manoeuvre though from Pashley. Let's watch again. Look, that's the Mansell PK dummy replicated.
It's the move of the season, that, Jake. A fantastic move by James Pashley. Here's the incident here.
Look, Wellham's just been nerfed onto the white line there on the sidelines. There's nothing he can do about it. He skews into Roberts. Nothing he can do about it.
He's just a passenger at that point.
So James Pashley is going to take the most crucial victory of his 2017 season. It's all about timing, and he gets the job done there. Brilliant victory for Pashley in front of Archie Strong and Dan Butterworth. Abbi Pulling, just trying to count through the list. Where did she finish over the line?
Finished seventh.
Well,
Ross still sixth. So
too bad.
Pulling's got a 4-point lead going into the televised. I say televised final. It's normally the only final is the televised final. But this weekend we're bringing you this one and the TV final coming up after the break. If you've got seatbelts on your sofa at home, now would be a good time to do them up. This is the final race of the season for Junior TKM. Pashley and Strong on the front row from Butterworth, Hesketh, Wellham, Deal, Pulling, Taylor, Albone and Edgerton. That's the top 10, but the main protagonists are on P1, P6 and P7.
It's now or never for all three of them. They've got to make it work. Here it is at the moment. 4 points is Pulling and Deal. Another 2 back to Pashley. Pashley at the front. Here we go. Butterworth into second position straight away, and he launches his way forward on the gold cart as they work their way through to the loop. Absolutely incredible start from Abbi Pulling already. I think she's got herself up into 6th position already.
Butterworth into the lead, drops Pashley down to second as they come off the bridge.
So let's see that. Oh, that contact behind. That's Mann and Hurrell. Charlie Mann and Liam Hurrell have gone together there. That's a real shame. Not sure who caused the incident, but we got spots of rain on the camera lens. That's definitely going to spice things up here in the final race of the season. Oh, that's the Anna Page. She's obviously crashed out in the loop. There's only 3 wheels on the kart as well, so she's obviously had a big impact there. One of them is on the infield.
You're right, Jake, it is spitting with rain and all the drivers are on slicks, and if this race wasn't spicy enough, it's even spicier now. Butterworth is your race leader.
Well, Roberts made the move there on Theo Edgerton to get up another position, so Roberts could still be a factor in this one. Don't even think about him not being part of this action. So out in front, we still have our new leader, Dan Butterworth, jostling for position. Rob Wellham trying to hold his line there, but he's going to lose 2 places on the run down. So Butterworth is leading, Pashley in second place, Wellham down to fifth. That is Ross Deal in sixth position. Oh, what a great switch back there from Abbi Pulling as she moves up into seventh place in front of Archie Albone. Magnificent stuff. Archie Strong is now running in third position from second on the grid. Archie Strong trying to close up on these guys up front. Butterworth is going to lose the lead. Pashley is through into the lead. Butterworth second. And then it is Archie Strong in front of Rob Wellham, who's got himself back into P4. Pashley will now be the champion if it stays like this.
Pashley has got the championship lead in his pocket. Pulling is now down to second place. Unbelievable. Rossdale there on the template just in front of Pulling is now in third as Wellham gets nerfed off out of the S's. I say nerfed off, I'm not sure there was any contact, he ran wide. Anyway, that is Pulling on the O plate with Deal in behind, so she wants to be in front of Deal, but at the moment, the way things stand, Pashley's got the championship tied up.
Pulling has got the fight of her life. She's got to channel the energy of the likes of Lewis Hamilton, Jenson Button, the late great Dan Weldon if she wants a supreme end to her karting campaign in 2017. She's got to work incredibly hard. Now, we've got this battle further back as Roberts is going to lose the place to the 89 of Archie Albone up the inside as they go over the bridge. Very nicely done. Zach Taylor trying to make up a few places there in the mid-pack as well. I just spotted him. Butterworth is going to try and make the move on Pashley, is he? No, he's got to wait. 63, Archie Strong in there in third position in front of Theo Hesketh, Rob Wellham and Abbi Pulling in front of Ross Deal.
Unfortunately for James Pashley, he needs to win this race and hope that that's enough to win him the championship. See the O plate there, Abbi Pulling there in sixth place. But the problem for Pashley is that the guys lining up behind him don't give a jot about the championship as far as they're concerned. He is just somebody to tick off their bucket list to win this race, and they don't really care if it gets a bit physical. They're going to throw one up the inside at some point. So that is the problem for James Pashley. He has to win the race, but he's got people queuing up behind who know that he has to win the race and know that if they throw one up the inside, as Butterworth does now, he has to give them the
Pashworth's going down
and
to third,
again,
to fourth!
Exactly.
And Pulling's now made the move for fifth position at exactly the same moment.
And look at what that's done to the championship.
Oh my goodness, it's just turned on its head in about 3 seconds. Pashley down to fourth, Pulling up to fifth, and now the championship battle is really on. Pashley now makes the move for third position, up the inside of Hesketh. Pulling is trying to repeat the move. She's been squeezed wide. Wellham's now trying to come up the inside. He goes through, up into B5, changing all the time. This has the same echelons of Massa versus Hamilton at Brazil 2008. It's going to go down to the wire on a slippery circuit when we're not sure who's going to get the championship right until the bitter end. Pashley is down to third position. Hesketh right on the tail with Wellham, but Wellham as well between him and Abbi Pulling. So Pashley is currently third, Pulling is sixth, Ross Deal is down in seventh, seemingly out of it at the moment, but don't count him out.
Pulling there with Wellham in front. We'll know that Wellham's quick. We'll know that Wellham will be trying to make his bid to win this race.
Oh, here we
He's
go.
fifth place at the moment.
Strong on the inside takes the lead. Hesketh's got Wellham on the inside line, robbing wheels as they come up at the top of the Bray. Pulling has decided to slot in there in sixth position. I'm not going to make a cheap overtaking move now. I could get spat out to the scenery and that could be game over.
And Abbi Pulling defending, going down to the hairpin, but gives it up down the inside. That looks like Ross Deal going through.
That is Deal. And Roberts as well. Roberts is trying to come through as well, but she manages to stop him going through. 89 in there as well. Archie Albone trying to move up a position. Hasn't made the move, so that's Abbi Pulling in seventh position. James Pashley now, look, is down to fifth position. The leader is Strong. Second is Butterworth. Third is Hesketh. Fourth is Wellham.
And the driver this suits more than anybody is Abbi Pulling. She's more than happy with the way things are sitting at the moment. I can tell you, Jake, she will know in her mind exactly what she needs. She'll be able to work out the points based on where the drivers are at the moment. She'll know that Pashley there in fifth place, that suits her.
Well, that would put Pashley third in the point standings, would you believe? 4 points back. Ross Deal has got Abbi Pulling right underneath her. Deal would actually overtake Pashley if it stays like this in second position. So this suits Ross Deal down to the ground as well.
It suits Abbi Pulling though. She's got the man in second place right in front of her. She knows exactly where she is as Hesketh moves up to second, having a good end to the season. Archie Strong it is that's out front. Is it on the 63?
Pashley
yes.
makes a late lunge on Wellham. They bang wheels. Pashley makes a late lunge there on Wellham and they almost come together. Pulling's now got a chance on the inside of both of them. She's taken them both. Amazing move there from Abbi Pulling. She's up in a fourth position. That is grabbing the championship battle by the throat. Wellham now gets on the inside. Deal gets gets on the inside, and that looks like Pashley on the inside of his championship rival Abbi Pulling. It couldn't be closer.
She had it in her pocket for a very short period of time. She's still got it in her pocket at the moment, and now she's moving across to defend.
And we've got a battle for the lead as well. Butterworth's gone back through into the lead of the race, but now we've got Pulling in front of Pashley again. No, sorry, in behind Pashley, but ahead of Roberts. Oh my goodness, this is so tight. Archie Albo now dives up the inside of Roberts with Zach Taylor in behind in the 99, and that is a battle very close in behind them between Zach Oates and Dan McKeown. They're getting into the battle as well as they close up on this incredible fight. But it's Butterworth, Hesketh and Strong for the victory up front. There is the 48 making the move on the inside there. That is Alexander Page.
Oh, contact!
That is between the leaders, Hesketh and
Second
Strong.
and third.
Hesketh and Strong have come together, and that's thrown it all up in the air.
And that suits Abbi Pulling as well, because it moves her up a couple of places.
That
It's
is
a move.
Strong trying up the inside of Hesketh, just got on the curbs, and there's nowhere for either of them to go after that point. Once you've got two wheels on the curbs, you're on a bucking Bronco, and poor Theo Hesketh, an innocent victim.
And if you look at that, Abbi Pulling made up the two places, and she's got Pashley and Deal right in front of her, so that suits her absolutely down to the ground. That's Pashley in front, and I think Deal in front of Pashley.
It would be by 1 point if it finished like this.
But if Deal takes the lead here, well, if he goes second, he now will have the championship lead. If he goes second, he's got the championship lead over Pulling. So it's still up in the air. Amazing.
Pinch me, I'm dreaming. It couldn't be closer than this. And Butterworth leading Wellham, Deal, Pashley and Pulling. Those last three names battling for the championship in the last race of the year. Pashley goes for Deal. Pashley makes the move through. And now Pulling is going to try and repeat the feat on Ross Deal. Hasn't done so, but that means that Pulling will win the championship by 3 points to Deal and Pashley, tied on 106.7.
Absolutely amazing stuff. We saw the greatest kart race ever in 2013, the Junior TKM Elite Final at the TKM Festival, and this is about to supplant that as the greatest kart race in history. The way things are sitting at the moment, you've got Pulling sitting with Deal in front of her and Pashley in front of Deal, and that suits Abbi Pulling the way things stand.
Well, this is already the greatest championship showdown I've ever seen in karting. Three of them absolutely locked together, a few points between them, and it is literally going down to the final race of the season. Butterworth is away scot-clear in the lead. He will canter to victory at the way things currently stand. Wellham is desperately trying to hang on to second position in front of Pashley, Deal and Pulling, and these three are the championship protagonists. Rob Wellham is going to have so much hard work keeping these guys behind.
I tell you what, Abbi Pulling, it's interesting. I spoke to her about this scenario earlier in the day. I said, of course, you know, if you're sitting fifth and there's a big gap back to those behind, and you know the two in front of you are the championship contenders, you don't need to overtake.
No.
And that's exactly the scenario we've got. However, will the guys behind come back into play? Wellham's getting closer to the leader, by the way.
Yeah, look, Zach Taylor is leading the charge, and there's at least three of them working together. Kurt Roberts and I think that's also got to be Archie Albone in the mix as well. So those three are battling together. We're starting to get a little bit of rubbing as they go into the first corner. Deal makes the move on Pashley. That's going to hold Pashley up and back him into Abbi Pulling. There's the battle for sixth position behind. That's Zach Taylor in front of Kurt Roberts and Archie Albone. Amazing stuff. 45 is leading the cavalry behind. That is Zach Oates, but he's a long way back, but he might not be a long way back for too long.
That was a 2-point swing there. That was a 2-point swing. Ross Deal made up 2 points. And James Pashley lost 2 points, so that puts Deal 1 point behind Pulling. Now, if Deal makes a move here for second, he's got the championship lead as things stand. If Pulling stays there, but she will know that. She will have it all in her mind. She'll know exactly what's going on. And now, if he goes for second, Ross Deal, Abbi Pulling has got to go for a move on James Pashley. At the moment, she doesn't have to, but if Deal makes that move for second, he's got the championship lead.
Yep. Whatever happens in this race, whether he wins the title or not, this championship is going to be decided by Ross Deal. Here he goes.
Here he comes.
He's not going to be able to make the move. Pashley's going to be nerfed wide slightly as he tries to go up the inside. Now he's going to make the move on the inside. He hasn't quite finished off the move. Ross Deal's held back. That was very close indeed. I did say no matter whether he wins the title or not, Ross Steele is going to be the deciding factor in this championship fight.
Behind.
They're closing in. They are closing in. Big Star Pashley's got to go for it. Up the inside of Ross Steele. He makes the sweep for third position. Now Abbi Pulling's got to try and think about the same move because their cavalry is coming behind. So now she has to react. I've got to move up a position at least. Now in the rookie championship standings, Rob Wellham is now the lead rookie. He will be trying to charge after Butterworth to seal a victory and seal the deal a little bit further on into the race. And check out this. Abbi Pulling is the fastest driver around the racetrack in the O plate. But where is she?
She's there in 6th place. Zach Taylor's up to 5th, so they are the top 5. Butterworth out front from Wellham, Pashley, Deal and Zach Taylor. Then comes Abbi Pulling, there she is, and she's under pressure now from Kurt Roberts and Allbone in behind Roberts, and they could impact on the championship here. Will Abbi Pulling lose the championship on the last lap like she did last year?
Wellham's going round the outside of Butterworth. They rub fenders as he tries to hold it round the outside. Pashley's tried to go for the move, that's held him up. Ross Steele trying to come around the outside. They're still tied for points, don't forget. Pulling's about to lose a point, so that is Kurt Roberts through. So now there's only 1 point between all of them. Absolutely amazing. This could still go anybody's way as Wellham makes the move on Butterworth. Pashley power slides through the first hairpin, desperately trying to keep Ross Steele at bay. Now Deal needs to make the overtaking move. This is for the championship lead. He's got it. He's through. So Ross Steele takes the lead. Pashley's getting him on the undercut. So Deal holds the championship lead for 3.6 seconds. Back through comes Pashley. Pulling is back into the lead of the championship. Taylor's got through Deal as well. Roberts is now right on the back, and so too is Abbi Pulling. So they've caught them up. It's all going to come down to these last 3 corners. Kurt Roberts is in there side by side. And there comes Ross Steele. Abbi Pulling's getting on the inside. They rub wheels. Abbi Pulling's going to try and get the place. She's got it across the line. It's going to be a victory for Wellham over Butterworth. But over the line, Abbi Pulling is the champion by just 2 points. What a sensational finish! Abbi Pulling is the first British woman to win the Junior Series in Super 1. History is made by just 2 points. And after all of that, I think it's fair to say Rob Wellham could arguably be called the winner of the greatest kart race in history.
It's nice to win the last round, obviously, at such a competitive level.
And this race, just talk through this race, because it was a fantastic race.
Yeah, I had a bit of help from James, just keep on pushing me, and we caught up to Dan, and it just got down to the last lap, and I took him where I could.
Okay, who do you want to thank for your win?
I'd like to thank Precision Racing, Kerry Sports Massage, Jack Cardy, Personal Training, my mum and my dad. I know there's someone else, Angular Indoor, and Nick Smith.
Abbi, congratulations. What a final race of the season. After last year, I thought it could all be going pear-shaped for you, but you seem to be in control. You seem to know what was going on, and you seem to know where you were in the championship at any given time. Is that fair?
So in the final, I was very aware of where I was. So when Pashley and Ross was in front of me, I didn't want to go for a stupid move and throw it all away, so I just stuck behind them, knowing that where they were wasn't enough.
And then the back marker, well, not the back markers, but the guys behind you started to come into play, and then you got overtaken, and it looked like it could all be going pear-shaped at one point. But you were still confident then?
Yeah. So when I was behind them, there was a gap. So I was like, I'm not going for a move whilst there's a gap. And then I started to look behind. I was like, oh god, they're slowly catching. So I had to make a defensive move on the back straight going up to hairpin 1, and if I didn't do that, I don't know what would have happened after that.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, you are the first girl in history to win a Super 1 championship title, national championship title. Never been done by a junior girl before. We've had 2 girls in cadets and Tiffany in seniors. I know this means a lot to you. Can you sum it up in words?
Not really. I'm just speechless.
And what can you say about your dad? Because it's been you and your dad all the way through. What can you say about him?
Well, he's been there with me like all the way through, even from when I first started, and we've had our ups and downs, and I've been a bit moody, but we got through it, and couldn't have been here without him.
Okay, well, congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
If the British Women's Racing Drivers Club have anything to do with it, you've just been watching the next female to race in Formula 1.